Alright guys, we're back again. I think this is gonna be a pretty quick video. I'm planning on going to bed pretty soon. But, I was just playing Marvel Rivals, and I got pissed off because playing Marvel Rivals pisses me off. Okay, pretty simple, right? Anyhow, I was getting really irritated because when you play that game, people just do whatever the fuck they want. They, you'll run 4 damage and, one healer, one tank, and then obviously it doesn't work out your team comp. But anyhow, I kind of wanted to say in this one is that most things, if they are not serving you, they are actively hurting you. If it's not serving you, it's hurting you, right? And a lot of men need to just, buck up and understand that the things that they are consuming and they're allowing their brain to consume are mostly not good for them. Like the majority of the things that you're doing. Like all the pornography stuff. It's fucking horrible for you. And a lot of us would be so much better off if we would just get off of it. And, you know, I had really bad withdrawals today. I'm talking, I was sweating. I was having mood swings all day at work. Little things were setting me off. Little things. I'm talking tiny things were setting me off today. Um, but I think that's because I went off of it for like a week, a week and some change. I don't really like counting because when you count, you worry about getting your number higher instead of spending time off of the substance. But that's where the problems lie in is that when you're trying to quit using something that's affecting your brain has to, my hair looks crazy, but I don't give a shit. Your brain has to construct new neural pathways for your sorry about the yawning guys, jeez, for your dopamine. And since it has to do that, it's not used to going without the dopamine. So it tries to piss you off, so you seek the dopamine source, right? And I've seen this happen. This happens to people who smoke, who drink, who do harder drugs. Um, Pretty much any substance you put in your body, if you keep putting it in your body, it's going to be habit forming. I said to cut a yawn there. Anything you put in your body is going to be habit forming. So, and I was hurting so bad. My left leg hurt so bad. My entire left hip down to my ankle was hurting me. My left knee was hurting me. My bicep was randomly hurting. Like, like I said, dude, this shit it's real. I mean, it's out here, and quitting this stuff affects you. I mean, because when you try to quit, like I said, your brain wants to you to cycle in the dopamine again, and if you're not giving it the dopamine cycle, it gets pissed. So, like I said, I was like really angry, and I felt really sad today. I felt angry, I felt sad, I felt excited, I felt really happy at certain points, and this shows you that this shit really does fuck with your brain like a lot. And some people say it doesn't, and some people say it does. I guess if you're like me and you've been dealing with this since you were a kid, because I'm almost 21 now. I'll be 21 in a couple months. But I stumbled on this shit when I was 11. Like I said, my one friend stumbled on this shit when he was 8. And the problem is when you've been feeding in this piece of dopamine into your brain, which is completely free dopamine, by the way. I'll explain that in a few seconds. Your brain expects you to have this daily dopamine surge every single day. Because, I was watching it every day, and the battery's running low, so that's what I was reading. Um, but like I said, how a lot of other hobbies um, don't affect your dopamine cycle because they're constructive in a way, right? Like when I play video games, I have to strategize. I have to think about, okay, well, if I stand here and do this move at this time, this will allow the team to push up, right? Or if I'm playing, the Great Circle, I have to go look around for collectibles and hidden artifacts, and I have to figure out, when to time the combat so I can dodge at the right time, and then I can hit the charge punch and knock them out, right? I have to think about stuff like that. It's not super intuitive, but it's more than, watching pornography. And it shows you how unhealthy it is for you because your brain's just like, I need it, give it to me. And when you give it to your brain, you're putting the brain back in the cycle of watching that and experiencing the the high that comes from that, because people often don't realize that the high you get from ejaculation is very high. It's a very high um, dopamine influx, and that also makes you lazier and it makes you less likely to pursue goals because other goals won't give you the dopamine that you're getting from watching that stuff. And that shows you how bad it is for you because if you're learning to be a boxer or something and you keep watching porn, you're going to cycle out your dopamine that you need, that your brain will feed to you once you are learning, combinations or your footwork or your, you know, where to hit when and how to put your combos down on the dummy or whatever, right? So if you're any of that stuff or you're a weightlifter, which if you're a boxer you also lift weights, but anyhow, if you're a weightlifter, you won't have the dopamine that you got before from just lifting the weights and setting new, you know, strength standards from working out. You won't get the dopamine influx because your brain is used to getting it from the pornography. And the dopamine you get from watching that stuff is much higher than the dopamine you get from basically anything else, which is why I said this shit really messes up your perception of reality to an extent because a lot of guys, like I said, don't even pursue girlfriends because they have pornography. And that's really sad, that a lot of guys are lonely and they kind of choose to stay alone because they just have the pornography and they don't need to go out and pursue a relationship because they can just go home and watch the stuff. Even then, people do it in public. People watch pornography in public now, which is gross. There's pornography. I don't remember where I saw it. I don't know if it's true or not, but my brain is telling me it does exist. There's like porn like shorts now. Like the thing where you scroll, like how on YouTube shorts or like reels. There's that stuff of corn, which is so disturbing because it shows you that people can't even watch a full 10-minute thing anymore. They got 30 seconds and they just crack one out real quick. It's kind of gross. But this goes to show you that if this isn't serving you, it's against you. And a lot of people forget that, watching this stuff is actually terrible for you. Like all the time. Like I don't, like almost everyone I know is just like, yeah, I just watch it. I don't have any problem with it. I don't see any issue. And it's like, well, it's because you've never done your fucking research. Most people, I would argue that, like I said, if you watch it more than 4 times a month, you have a problem. So once a week. If you watch it more than that, you have a problem. And even then, I've heard people say if you watch it more than twice a month, you have a problem. But here's the thing, not everyone is getting laid all the time anymore. And most guys can't get a girlfriend because a lot of these women, from what I've seen personally, um, are all hung up on the ex-boyfriend. And that just shows you that at the end of the day, a lot of the times you've been trying to pursue a relationship, she's thinking about some other dude, right? And this goes to show you how the pornography is affecting women probably because, you know, I think men watch depraved shit too, but women read depraved shit because they're reading the Morning Glory milking farm and the fucking Wolfman. Wolfman takes woman into the dark enchanted forests or whatever the hell. And it's like it's all just this is the thing because you watching the normal or reading the normal stuff because that's what women tend to do is read, you get too exposed to the normal stuff. So the normal stuff doesn't give you the same high as it did before. So now it's the weirdo shit is what gets your engines pumping, right? I don't know how else to say it. That's the stuff that gets you going at that point. You get the weirdo shit. And I'm telling you, if we would just fucking put this shit away, it would benefit us so much. Look, do this shit. You see this on my wrist? Rubber band. Do this. When you start, go for a while and stop watching it. And then when you feel every time you feel the urge to watch it, snap this. Get two of them. Because some of you guys, I have a high pain tolerance. This, if I snap two of these at the same time, it kind of hurts. Especially like right on the base of the wrist. So this teaches your brain that the thought you're having, I think I should watch porn right about now, is a bad idea. So I got this at work. I'm not going to take it off. I'll take it off in the shower tomorrow. I'm not taking it off for a good while so I can get this shit out of my system. But every time, do this shit. Listen to me, guys. Get the rubber bands. And every time you think about it, because you'll do both of them. But I'm talking about, you know what I mean? Because you need to train your brain. This is how it works. When you have the thought of I need to watch this stuff, you snap it. And that tells your brain that the idea you're thinking of is bad. Right? So it trains your brain to push that out of your system. Right? So your guys aren't going to see me doing it on camera because when I'm on camera, I'm thinking about talking to the camera and presenting the video to the people. I'm not thinking about watching that stuff. But I think a lot of guys need to admit, okay, watching this is bad for me. It is making my dopamine levels out of disproportionate. It also depletes your gray matter, your logical thinking cortexes and stuff. It makes you actually dumber, is what it says if you watch pornography. I don't know how true that is, but my one friend never has watched it, and I know him personally. I went to high school with him. He's smart as hell, so I don't know, but I definitely felt it today, and I'm gonna get a lot of rest after this. I think we'll work out again tomorrow. We'll hit some deadlifts, and maybe do shoulders on the same day. I'm trying to get bigger side delts. I don't genetically have very big side delts, so I've been working on them a lot. But they say that lifting is very good because it gets your endorphins going, and that's the kind of stuff that helps you forget about watching that stuff. Um, so lifting is always good, or getting exercise. Taking a jog, doing some boxing on the bag, doing some cardio, doing some weightlifting or some calisthenics. Do some kind of workout. Start working out every day. Every time you feel like you want to do that, set time in your day to be constructive, right? Like set time to stop doing this shit where you're not on your phone. Set some time where you go practice guitar or you go watch a movie. Here's just something I just thought of right now. Go watch a movie about, or a movie, or read a book, or a comic, TV show, whatever. We'll say, because you guys know me by now, I like Indiana Jones. I actually just got an Indiana Jones figure in the mail today. Um, Maybe I'll show that in tomorrow's video. But anyway, go watch that movie that you like. So in this case, Indiana Jones, and then write down his character arc throughout the movie. Do stuff like that so you're constructive. You're thinking about how this character acts and why does he act this way, right? If you can do stuff like that, like if that's something that interests you, go do that. Find something to replace the habit. I'll always recommend prayer. I'll always recommend seeking the Holy Spirit, obviously, because I'm a devout Christian. I understand that everyone who sees this is gonna be like that, but that's just who I am. That's what I recommend you do. Everything I said, replace the habit, train the habit out of your brain, avoid the relapse. I'm not saying at all costs because you're going to relapse. It's just going to happen. If you've been doing this for a long time, it's just going to happen. But understand that the relapse reset all your progress because you're training your brain essentially to go longer periods without watching this stuff. But if you relapse, do not entertain the what is it called? The cycling of the video format, the porn. Don't entertain the idea of that again. You've watched it, you've probably, finished. Don't watch more of it. Move on. Because that's the trap. You watch it and you expose it to your brain. Your brain is like, yeah, this feels good. Keep doing this. As soon as if you relapse, cut it. Right there. Don't go back. Don't look back. Don't think about looking back. Clear the page. Don't save that in your files or whatever. Clear the page. Don't keep the page open, because if you keep the page open, you'll be tempted to look at it. Stop it. This is the best way to quit. You have to avoid it. If you get back into it, forget all about it as best you can, and then we will continue. That's how you have to go. It's not because when you relapse, like I said, you're training yourself to go longer without watching it. And it's just inevitable. Like if you're somebody who watched it every day, you're not going to be able to quit. Like that. It's not going to happen. And, you have to be able to want to quit, because I firmly believe that a lot of guys don't even try dating because they're so used to the concept of when I want sexual satisfaction or the idea of romantic intimacy, I just pop the video on and I, go to town. That's not how it works in the real world. There's you have conversation with your woman. You guys do a little bit of stuff beforehand. You guys get to going. She's touching you, you're touching her. There's like more stuff going. You guys are talking. You guys are in each other's atmospheric space. I don't know how to explain it. You guys are getting each other's pheromones, right? It doesn't work the same. And this is why I'm telling you again, get off of this shit, because this is why guys get ED. I'm recording 20 minutes. It doesn't feel like I'm recording 20 minutes. Guys get ED because the experience they had from watching the porn is completely different than the experience they had from actual romantic sexual tension. It's completely different. So, understanding that this serves no purpose for your life, literally, this has no upside to your existence. It offers you no benefit, offers you no upside. All it does is give you a spike of dopamine, and then it fries your dopamine receptors over time. So when you keep watching this shit, it keeps fucking up your dopamine receptors. Have you realized that the stuff you liked doing, you don't like doing anymore. And when you're going through the withdrawals like I am, it didn't really happen to me today, but I'm telling you, listen, this it's called anhedonia or anhedonia, however you say it, because the opposite of hedonism. It's where the things you like doing, you don't like doing anymore, at least for a short period of time. Especially once you're on the track to quitting, it happens somewhere in there. It's possible for it to happen to you. Like, I love playing guitar. I've never yet. It's never come into my existence where I was like, you know what, I don't like playing guitar anymore while trying to quit this degeneracy. And you need to look at it as I'm not a bad person. I just have stumbled. You need to look at it as I don't need this. Sometimes my brain tells me I want to watch it. I have a craving, right? Because if you go, it's the language you're putting around the scenario. Because if you go, I need to watch it, your brain is telling your body it's okay to watch it because you need to. But when you say I want to, I have a craving right now to watch this stuff, it's different because it's in a different perspective. Same thing as saying I'm trying to quit and I have quit. You need to tell yourself, I don't watch this anymore. In your brain. This needs to be the dialogue you use in your brain. Now, somebody told me once that not everyone has an internal dialogue. We're not getting into that can of worms right now. Tell yourself in your brain, I'm quitting. I've quit. I'm not trying to quit. I quit watching it already. I'm done doing it. So when you've told yourself I'm done doing it, you won't entertain the idea of doing it anymore. It's just the way it is. I don't know how else to explain it to you. Like, I don't know if there's any other tips I can think of. Give me one sec here. Also, I sounded foreign there first. Also, academo. Um, when I don't know what that was, Italian. I have no idea. Um, Quitting this is going to help your romance life. I'm absolutely positive of it because it is a form of cheating, in my honest opinion. Actually, it's not even an opinion, honestly. Watching pornography is cheating because you're giving your time and sexual energy to another form of woman, right? It's not your girlfriend, it's another thing. So, yes, it is cheating. But I did say to myself, I said, I need to quit watching this before I start dating seriously because it's not fair to the women that I'm looking to date that I have a problem with expressing my intimacy, right? So once you work on this, you'll have a higher confidence, and you dating will just be a better experience because you can actually healthily experience romantic desire instead of you draining yourself every day from watching this stuff. I think that's about it, though. I'm going to go to bed. I'm very tired. Um, Two people have told me since I started wearing these glasses at my job, they told me I look like Matt Murdock. I think Matthew or Matt will become my new nickname for the channel. Um, I think it's cool. Also, I've been thinking about getting baptized, and if I get baptized, I think that will be my chosen name. I think I will be called Matt. I really like that name. I also like Matthew from the Bible as a person, as a one of the servants of Jesus and God. He was a very, uh, faithful one. So I do like the name. But anyhow, thanks for watching. We'll see you all in the next one. Adios, amigos.